What is up, y'all? Man, 2022 is coming to a wrap. It's December 30th as I'm recording this, and I was just looking back over everything. Man, I had a landmark year on YouTube. Thanks to y'all, thanks to the Discord. Like, y'all like those videos where we just talk and everything, and more that'll be coming in 2023 for sure. Like, I'm getting back to steadily releasing content. Like, I got a couple of videos planned about some stuff that I did want to talk about, but the rat had an even bigger year than I did, man. I want to go over that, recap it. It was definitely 2022 was for sure the year of Sonic, man. 100%. Starting the year off back in April, the Sonic movie 2 dropped, and it was an absolute banger. You know, the only real complaint that I had, and it's the same one I had in the first one's, like, I don't think that the human aspect of it was really necessary, but everything kind of works. They kind of play off each other, so it's nothing that I can't, accept. I can suspend my disbelief to believe that these are, actual people in this universe, so it's all fine. But the audiences seem to like it. I think it has like a 95 or 96% score over on Rotten Tomatoes. I'll get the actual score in a second. And it was really dope because, like, when we went twice. We went the day it came out, and then a couple of days later with some friends. And both times that we went to this shit, it was absolutely packed. Like, I think it was breaking records like for the first month it was out, and it eventually became the best-selling movie based on a video game, which is fucking awesome. I can suspend my disbelief enough to enjoy the Sonic movie. Like, I'm not looking for, the next Goodfellas out of a Sonic movie, or like Fences caliber writing. Like, it's a fucking Sonic movie. I'm 31, man. I am not the target demographic for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Of course, there's stuff in there for the longtime fans, but I was not who they were thinking about when they made this movie, and I still enjoyed it. Like, I've seen it twice. I will probably get the Blu-ray at some point, but this movie was really good. I enjoyed my time both times, even during the slow part, quote unquote, of the movie. It was still really good. You have to have time to flesh things out, and nothing really felt rushed in this movie, which is big for like these types of movies, because a lot of this shit's just like, point A, point B, point C, end of the movie. Like, they really took time to flesh things out, and I appreciated that. Now, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I had a very on and off relationship with the Archie Sonic comics, between like the goofy runs and the varying art styles. I had to take some breaks before I caught back up, but the IDW comics are actually flames, dude. Like, the Metal Virus arc back in 2020, I think it was 2020, 2021, was incredible. It was written by Ian Flynn. Like, that, it was really good, and like, they've just been stepping up ever since. Like, Imposter Syndrome in particular started last year, but the bulk of the story wrapped up this year before Frontiers came around, so that's why it's like right here in the video right after the movie. And Imposter Syndrome was fantastic. Like, we got introduced to Surge and Kit, two new villains that are flawed villains, obviously, like tragic villains, really. And I don't want to spoil too much for anybody that hasn't read either of these arcs, but if you are going to get into the IDW comics, like Metal Virus first, Imposter Syndrome next, because the art and just the choreography for everything in these comics is just immaculate. Like, look at this shit. That is a goddamn manga fight scene. Like, look at the fucking choreography, and Sonic just punching the shit out of Surge. Oh my god, Imposter Syndrome was really good. It was fantastic, man. Oh yeah, can't forget about the based goodness that is Scrapnik Island, the current run, for the current arc of the IDW Sonic comics, and a lot of people that we've seen from the past that we haven't seen come back in this arc, and it is so far, shit's gas. Like, it's really fucking intense. Like, read that shit. If you were not caught up, catch up. Because Jesus, like, Scrapbook Island is good. June of this year, we were blessed, or cursed, depending on your opinion of Sonic Origins, with the Sonic Origins Collection, which was basically a remastering of the original 4 games, 1, 2, CD, 3, and Knuckles. I liked it. I didn't have any issues with it, but some people ran into a couple of glitches that they thought were worthy enough to pan the entire game as being bad. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I did all the extra challenges, got all the S ranks, Chaos Emeralds in every game. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed my replay of it, because it wasn't just a rehash. Like, obviously it's not gonna be, you know, customizable to the caliber of something like Sonic 2 HD or Sonic 2 Complete or Sonic 3 Air, but you know, having the sprite work updated for 30-year-old games was really fun. The whole debacle with the music wasn't even a deal breaker because it was only 3 stages, and yeah, while we don't get Launch Base or Ice Cap or the traditional Carnival Night, but you know, the music was still good. The prototypes for those songs were still good, so I didn't mind it at all. The biggest thing were that we got some absolute banger animations from Tyson Hess and his crew that did like a lot of the cutscenes, like opening. There was an opening and an ending cutscene for each game, on top of just the main cutscene to kind of introduce the game, and they were really well. I would love for Sega to do like something like a series, maybe like a mini series or just like some shorts or something with that animation style, because it does look really cool. Like, all the characters really pop. The color usage is fantastic. Like, I fucking love that shit. Shout out to Beard Bear for putting all of these in a compilation. Like, I got it from his channel. So yeah, Origins was a fantastic anniversary collection to me. Like, I didn't have any problems with that game at all. Well, this was it. The thing to round out the end of 2022, Sonic Frontiers. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know I've been basically covering all the news up to the lead up, all of people's reactions or lack thereof. And to say that the game delivered, in my opinion, would be a gross understatement. This game was absolutely amazing. Does it have areas of improvement? Sure. Are there things in it that I would change personally? Sure. But that doesn't take away from the game itself as a whole being absolutely fantastic. The open world concept was executed really well, in my opinion. I played most of my stream was on PS5. I've been adding mods to PC, and it makes the game just that much more enjoyable. Just because there are certain things that like the community's adding, like skins and certain physics tweaks. But there was a lot riding on this game. Like, they had a 5-year development cycle. Iizuka was practically fighting the entire way to get an extension because they wanted to drop this shit in 2019. And then they wanted to do it in 2020, and he was like, nope, we still need more time. And that time was well spent developing Frontiers. Like, I can't think of a single thing in this game that I was just outright I don't like. And like I said, of course, there are changes that I would have made for sure, but the execution was great. Like, the soundtrack, even among the Sonic series, which doesn't miss, the soundtrack was fucking fantastic. Like, the boss themes were amazing. The island themes were amazing. The cyberspace music was really good. Like, just the scale of the game in general, dude. We had 4 supersonic boss fights, and they were all good. Like, they all offered a unique experience in how you interact and beat the bosses. The islands all felt different from each other. It's just like, I really have nothing bad to say about Frontiers, and like, for this to be the most recent mainline title and the cap off to 2022, which was already the year of Sonic, they absolutely knocked this shit out of the park. I mean, I'm gonna just throw up some stats real quick. The community spoke for themselves on this one. And that's the official Sega account that put out a tweet that said Sonic sold over 2.5 million copies worldwide across all platforms. I believe that was either the tail end of November or at the very beginning of December when they put that tweet out. Another amazing feat is that on Spotify, the game soundtrack Stillness in Motion debuted at number 10 global, which is insane. I don't think any other video game franchise has had an OST debut in the top 10 on Spotify worldwide. Locally in the US, it debuted at number 6. Obviously, it probably won't stay there, but the fact that it debuted big, and not just big, but top 10 big globally and local, is absolutely incredible. And again, if you've been here and you know me, you know anything about me, I don't give a shit about reviewer scores. I listen to the community more than anything, and even then, at the end of the day, my opinion is still my own. So that's the only one that I really listen to, but the community reviews on Metacritic and Steam are incredibly positive, even for, you know, just by general gaming standards. The lowest user score this game has is an 8.2. The highest is an 8.6 as of this recording. The reviews on Steam, there's been like, I think it's 15,000 the last time I checked, just reviews, and the total metadata shows that it's an overwhelmingly positive reception to the game from the community, which, you know how this community is. So to have that be overwhelmingly positive is just, Frontiers was a banger, dude. Like, this shit was amazing, and I hope it's not the only one of its kind. Like, I hope we get a Frontiers 2, not, you know, I hope the next mainline game isn't Frontiers 2, but I do hope eventually we get Frontiers 2, and I'm pretty sure we will, because that's just how Sega works. Like, they see something that does really well, and we're gonna do it to fucking death, which in some cases is cool, like the Yakuza games, that's fine, but I would like a 2D adventure. I think we're due for like another Rush style game, but Frontiers 2 definitely has to happen, because Frontiers is basically a cultural reset for this franchise. The game is nothing short of amazing. Do I think it's perfect? Nope, but it's perfect for me, nigga. Love that shit. And that really wraps up 2022, man. It was landmark year for the Hedgehog, not even just in the games, but overall, just between the movie, the comics, Prime. Didn't even mention Prime till just now, but Prime is really good. It's on Netflix. It's hilarious. I think it was number 3 cartoons on Netflix, number 2 or 3 cartoons on Netflix when it debuted. So that's just another dub. Like, every time Sonic did something, there was a dub. And as a longtime fan of this series, that was nice to see. And I really hope that they carry that momentum, keck, the gamer word, into the future for the franchise. And I will be here regardless. I have nothing but high hopes. They showed us that they can do it. They will do it, and they are undefeatable. That's a Frontiers reference. Go play that game, man. Go play that fucking game. It's really good. But appreciate y'all for listening to me shill for this franchise for 15 minutes, 13 minutes. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the year. See y'all in 2023. Have a good one. Be safe if you're partying. Hold it down, and I'll see you soon. Peace.